Marketer of the Day, episode 654. Attention, connect, transaction, invest, ongoing, nurture. Take action and make money with small business marketing specialist, Stacey Riska.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer of the Day podcast. We're here with small biz marketing specialist, Stacey Riska. And Stacey knows that one thing and one thing only will accomplish the mission that you're out to do, which is put your marketing into action. She has a very excellent book called Small Business Marketing Made Easy, which shares her simple 6-step system that any small business owner, including you listening right here, right now, can put into action. And she also has a training program called Daily Deals for Massive Profits. So we're going to get you unstuck. If you're struggling, if you need to take some action, we're going to get you motivated, but not just get you motivated with some hot air. We're going to give you some real answers to some questions. We're going to get you a real plan of action. So Stacey, how are things today?
Fantastic. Excited to be here with you and your audience.
All right. Well, I'm excited for you to be here with me along with that audience. So what's the latest? What has been your focus lately? Where do you think people need the most help? What's going on?
Gosh, they all seem to struggle with marketing. And here's the thing. Every small business owner knows that they need to do marketing, right? But what happens is it's like they're just inundated with messages day after day. And it's like they're standing in front of Pandora with all these shiny objects, right? Ooh, today I can do Facebook ads and tomorrow I can do email and the next day I'm going to do social media. And then what happens is it's like spaghetti marketing, just throwing stuff at the wall to see what will stick and nothing does. And then they end up saying, oh, marketing doesn't work. I'm not good at marketing. So I am on a mission to change that. Because small business owners know they need to do marketing. They just need a simple plan of action to get it done.
I love it. A simple plan of action so that way they can do step 1, do step 2, do step 3, not trying to do steps 1 through 700 all at the same time and then say, oh, well, that didn't work. That was no fun. I mean, imagine if you tried to learn driving a car that way, right? If you said, let me figure out the windshield wipers and the rear view mirrors and the horn and the blinker. It's like, first you figured out how to just sit in the car, how to shift it out of park, how to work the brake and the gas one thing at a time until you get to where you need to go. And so where should these business owners be going? Should they be building a list? Should they be creating products? Should they be getting clients? I mean, as far as the people that you help, what's kind of the typical picture look like?
Well, what they should do is definitely get a copy of my book, Small Business Marketing Made Easy. And the letters there are EZ, not EASY. And there's a reason for that. In the book, I lay out the 6 simple steps to get your marketing into action, literally and figuratively. Each of the letters, ACTION, represent those 6 different steps. So, Robert, would you like me to go through what those are right now?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. So the A stands for attention. And maybe you've heard some of your customers, clients, and patients say this. The way they get attention, it's like they put their name up on a sign and run up and down the street naked saying, here I am, come do business with me. So yeah, you'll get attention, but probably not the right kind of attention. So what I'm talking about getting attention, it's about getting really crystal clear on your who. Who do you serve? Because the reality is you can't be everything to everyone. So be something for someone. So the A is understanding your who, and then we move on to the C, which stands for connect. And when you connect with somebody, it's about getting somebody to raise their hand and say yes. But what most small business owners do, because they're so eager to make a sale, it's like they go up to them and say, hey, baby, want to get married? Meaning, AKA, want to buy my stuff? No, nobody wants to buy your stuff after they've gotten one email from you or maybe just met you at a networking meeting. So the C in the action system for connect is about understanding their needs, their challenges, their pains, and providing something like lead generation, a free report, an ebook, a tip sheet, something that can really help them so that they raise their hand and say, yeah, I want to know some more. I'll give you my name. I'll give you my email address. Let's go on a first date, and then we'll take it from there. After that, we move into the T, which stands for transaction. And here's where small business owners get really excited because they're like, oh, Stacey, now I get to make some money, right? Transaction. Here's the thing. The T, which stands for transaction, that could be monetary. It could be monetary, but it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. Here's the thing, Robert. People buy when they're ready to buy, not when you're ready to sell to them. People buy when they're ready to buy, not when you're ready to sell to them. So you need to build out a process where you stay front of mind so that you're constantly being a go-giver. Perhaps you build out an email drip campaign where you're giving video content and email content and really helpful tips to help those customers, clients, and patients along their customer journey so that when they finally are ready to buy, the only logical choice is going to be you because you stayed front of mind. The I in the action marketing system stands for invest. And this is about making smart decisions with your marketing. It's about knowing your metrics. And here's where too many small business owners struggle, right? They're focusing on the wrong metrics. They'll think, oh, well, my metrics are how many Facebook likes do I have? How many Twitter followers? How many people open my email? Here's the thing. You can't deposit those metrics in the bank. So the only metrics that matter are the monetary ones. What is the real ROI? So what I tell my clients, the important thing to remember is that gross is for vanity, net is for sanity, right? It's not about getting more. It's about the net. And then we move on to the O in the action marketing system, which stands for ongoing. It's about doing something every single day to market your business. It's not about doing lots of things. It's about doing a few things lots of times and doing them well. So, for example, and this is where a lot of small business owners struggle because they feel like they're overwhelmed, right? There's so much I could do. But could you write 3 handwritten cards today and send them out? Could you start on a 3-step email broadcast? Could you do something every single day so that you are marketing and moving your business forward? Yes, you can. And if you truly can't, then my motto is do what you do best, outsource the rest. Work with a marketing company who can help you get it done, like mine, the Small Biz Marketing Specialist. But as a small business owner, you can't just have a one and done. Marketing is ongoing, so you need to be doing something every day to grow and move your business forward. The final step in the action marketing system is the N, which stands for nurture. And Robert, when you first asked the question, you were talking about, where should a small business owner start? Build the list, do this, do that. Actually, small business owners should start here, focusing on nurturing, because here's the thing, they already have a pot of gold sitting there. The customers, clients, and patients they already have. So instead of focusing on more, new, build relationships with the customers, clients, and patients you already have. Because here's the thing, it is not your customer's job to remember to do business with you. It is your job to remind them to come back and do business again and again. So these are the 6 simple steps, ACTION, that literally gets your marketing into action. And that's why actually marketing is easy.
Fantastic. Well, I love a nice brain dump, and there's a lot to unpack there. So to recap, there we have attention, connect,
Yep.
transaction, invest, ongoing, nurture. And as you're explaining those things, you're reminding me of when I first got started. I had a couple of different friends I came up with. I think we all did. We all had some of those peers that either they were just some people that we know from maybe Facebook groups, message boards, masterminds, whatever. And the people that really shot themselves in the foot, those business owners that made things a lot more difficult than they had to be, were the ones that treated it like dabbling, right? Treated it a little bit of part-time. And that's, I guess, the thread I'm seeing from these components you're listing here, that I have these friends who would maybe they'd send a few email broadcasts, but then take a break for 6 months, come back, half the list was gone. Or they'd one day get really excited about the marketing and do a lot of action and just overload themselves, and then take a break for a few more months. And then those customers that they were going after, or those prospects or whoever, would hear from them a little bit. But then when those customers were ready to buy, when they had made that decision, like you said, people buy when they are ready to buy, not when you're ready, then those customers had nowhere to go. They probably went somewhere else. So just the thing I'm getting from this ACTION acronym here is that if you want a real business, you have to show up every day. You have to do at least something. And like you said, outsource it if you don't feel like doing it. But it just seems to me like that's a real easy way for it to get into that death spiral by just showing up sometimes. If you show up sometimes, you're not really going to get any traction, are you?
You're absolutely right. And here's the thing, because it can seem so overwhelming, but what a small business owner can do is they can position themselves as the go-to expert. And they could take something as simple as a video where, for example, I go on live every day and do a marketing in 2 minutes or less. That piece of content can easily be repurposed into a blog post, into social media, and I can send out an email included in my newsletter. So while a small business owner will be, oh my God, I've got to do email, social media, create a video, write a blog post. If you do one good piece of content, it can easily be repurposed into multiple formats, thus making your marketing easy.
And that takes a lot of the pressure off. And I think that if we have those mentors that we have, those marketers who seem to really be consistent with that content creation, I think if we looked at those people a little more closely, we'd see that they were doing that maybe they hop on the Facebook Live and then a clip of that or most of that shows up on their YouTube channel. Then you look at their LinkedIn blog section, and something that they might have just said off the cuff on that Facebook Live gets developed into that blog post, or maybe they transcribed a little bit and cleaned it up. But I think if we all looked a little bit more closely at some of these content marketers, we'd see that they're doing that. They seem to be cranking out all the graphics and all the Instagram posts, but really they're probably doing what you're describing there. They're just making that small effort, that little push every day, and then repurposing it. And something that you mentioned there that really got me sitting up and paying attention and really interested was that you say that you live stream for 2 minutes a day on Facebook. So can you explain that? Can you explain like what you talk about? And most importantly, how do you never run out of gas by live streaming 2 minutes every day?
Okay, great question. So right, anybody can go in and talk for 2 minutes on a topic related to their industry. Here's the thing. I'm not out there beating my chest like George of the Jungle. I'm the best marketer. Come buy my stuff. Sign up for my program, right? I instead am being a go-giver. And what I do is I'm a social listener. So I'm out there listening to what people are saying, like small business owners. What are they struggling with? What are they challenged with, particularly when it comes to their marketing? And so I'll just come online every day and answer those questions. I actually, for me, it's easier to come up with like a theme of the month. So this month, I'm actually focusing on productivity because that's a challenge that small business owners struggle with. So I just come on every day, give a tip of the day, and then I have my team who repurposes that into a social media post, puts it on all the different social channels. They will write a blog post about it. And so one piece of content gets distributed in multiple media. Because here's the thing, Robert, you never know where and how somebody's going to come across you, how they're going to find you online. It's definitely great to use video because Google loves itself and Google owns YouTube. So if you do a search for something, you'll find that there are actually videos on the top of the search feed. So video is very powerful. And obviously, writing a blog post, you can then provide more in-depth information. And a lot of what I do is then offer some kind of additional resource like a checklist or a tip sheet or something that they can opt in. And therefore, then they then immediately go into my funnel and they'll get email drips from me. So what I'm trying to say is that, one piece of content can easily be repurposed. And maybe, if it's too overwhelming, you don't have to start by doing it every single day. Maybe you commit to doing it once a week. Every Monday at 10 a.m., you're going to go live in a group. And it will start building. You actually ask the people to bring a friend or to share it and to comment. And you will see that within 30 days, you will have a very active and engaged, loyal group. And interestingly enough, these people will then sort of follow you around. They will open up your emails. They'll be more engaged with your content, and ultimately they will become your buyers.
Fantastic. And that's definitely not too much to ask. And are we talking 2 minutes, 7 days a week, or 2 minutes, 5 days a week, as far as this plan of yours?
Well, what I'm doing my marketing in 2 minutes or less, 5 days a week. What I've actually recently started to do was to go live on the weekends with a show that I call the Small Biz Life show. And it's not so much talking about marketing tips and tricks. It's more like, here's what happened in my life this week. And it's usually some kind of like, either it's a lesson learned or some kind of debacle or something that happened. And then I just sort of engage with the people who are live there with me. And we kind of just sort of chit chat small business. So sometimes it's marketing related and sometimes it's not. But I sort of have a hashtag small biz life, because we all know what that can be like.
Right. And that's cool that you mix it up, right? It's like you break up a little bit of the monotony there. During the week, it's those quick 2 minute small business tips, and on the weekend it's maybe a little more casual. But what I'm hearing a lot from what you're saying here is that you're not overthinking the polishedness of it, right? You're getting on there, you're being yourself, you're hanging out, you're answering your questions, you're being yourself, and you're being open and a little bit vulnerable about some of the things that went wrong and some of the mistakes that you corrected. And I think that if people think about that in the right way, that takes a lot of the pressure off, because we don't need to edit out the ums or have the fancy graphics or lighting. Just record it and say some cool stuff, help some people out, and call it a day. And so where can people find some of these live streams, and what was the tip of the day today, out of curiosity?
Well, I do these in my Facebook group, which is the Small Biz Success Group. So somebody can search for that on Facebook and go to the group. You do have to apply to become part of it, because I want to know that you're committed to putting what I teach into action, pun intended. So today I was actually talking about email and how we all tend to be like a slave to our email inbox. And instead of letting your inbox control you, how I personally I do the opposite. And so I only check my email 3 times a day. And I've learned that that allows me to control my time instead of where most people, like, the first thing they do is they go into their office, or even from the moment they wake up, they pick up their phone, right? And what emails did I get today? So I'm totally not like that. I check it like mid-morning, after lunch, and then at the end of the day. And then I cut myself off. And I find that it makes me more productive. And my clients they appreciate it because they know that they cannot just ping me all day. Their crisis is not my crisis. So that was my tip of the day today.
That's super awesome. You set those boundaries, and I completely relate to that. And for some reason, unless we're told that little bit of advice that you don't have to check your email first thing, you don't have to check your notifications first thing, for some reason, it's like I never seen it as like a rule explained somewhere, but everyone just agreed when smartphones came out and when we didn't have to dial up the computer every time we went on the internet, when we were connected all the time. For some reason, everyone defaulted to, well, I have to stop everything I'm doing if one email comes in. And that just seems to me like a recipe for never getting anything done during the day. You might say, well, at 9, I want to do this. At 10, I want to do that. But at 8:45, all these emails came in and I had to respond to all this. And they responded. And next thing you know, you wasted the whole day not getting anything done. Why not have those boundaries, those appointments, those priorities? And then, like you said, do it on your schedule, do it on your own terms. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be all about, right? The whole point of why some of us are these small business owners is because we don't want to have that boss. We don't want to have to clock in and work 9 to 5 and not think and just be bossed around. We want to be to whatever extent in the driver's seat. So why not apply some of that? And yeah, a very simple concept, but so many people, you see that you're in mid conversation with them and they stop what they're doing, that they get a text, they get an email, and it's like, why not choose to do that instead of letting it interrupt you? I mean, I love that so much. And so that people can get these daily nuggets of wisdom and be inspired. That once again, that group on Facebook is the Small Biz Success Group. And since we're talking about resources, places for people to go, where the heck should people go to find out about all the latest and greatest stuff Stacey Riska has going on these days?
Well, thanks for asking. My home base is smallbizmarketingspecialist.com, marketingspecialist.com. On there is tons of free resources and content that you can just go and grab and dive into. So I offer different kinds of solutions, whether it's do it yourself, done with you, or done for you solutions. So go to my home base, smallbizmarketingspecialist.com, and check out all of the free resources that are there. If anyone would like a free copy of my book, Small Business Marketing Made Easy, just go to smallbizmarketingspecialist.com/book. And definitely come join me in the Facebook group. I would love to meet you and learn about what you're doing and help you with some of those marketing challenges.
Super great. So the task list for everyone listening is the following. Step 1, go to smallbizmarketingspecialist.com. Go there, check around, see if anything interests you, see if there are some guides or tutorials you want to grab there. Step 2, go to smallbizmarketingspecialist.com/book and check out that book. And then step 3, and most important, because this is the way to always get notified, always to stay in touch, but to get notified and to check those notifications when you choose to, right? Not just when you wake up in the morning, but when you you eat that frog in the morning, or however you want to call it, you get those important things done in the morning. And then you say, now let me get inspired. Now let me get motivated. Now let me get some new ideas. Well, then you're going to want to open up Facebook and go to the Small Biz Success Group. But don't just go there and click on the join button to get into that group. And don't just click on that join button, but they'll ask you, I just joined 5 minutes ago. I think it's 3 or 4 really quick questions, and just answer about your business, answer about what you have going on. And that way you don't have to go it alone. That way you have Stacey and her followers and everyone else in there all working as a team, so to speak. I mean, it's so nice to be able to have that impartial group of people? Like, don't you ever sometimes in your own life need an opinion from someone who cares but can also be objective? And don't you also have maybe some friends in your life where you see them doing something wrong or going down the wrong path, and you think to yourself, because I've noticed this person making this mistake, that reminds me to not make that mistake in my own life. Well, a lot of that is true in your own business as well, right? Sometimes you'll see someone asking a question where they're stuck in their business, and you think, you know what, I'm stuck in my business too, and maybe I was a little bit ashamed or afraid to ask, or I couldn't put it into words because I see someone else asking about it. That helps me out as well, and it's so much better to have somewhat of a community there. So definitely join that Small Biz Success group on Facebook. And the thing that I keep hearing as we're winding down this conversation, the thing I keep hearing about all of these things that we need to and should be doing, Stacey, one step at a time and get these different things in place, is that we don't know who is on the journey to buy from us, right? We're on someone's radar, and maybe they're following us on LinkedIn or on Facebook, or they're checking out our website, or they're on our list. And it might take them a few months or a few years to warm up, and they might need to get our Facebook Lives, watch our YouTube videos, get our emails. But if we're not in the middle of their path, then when they're ready to pull the trigger, we'll be nowhere to be found. So it's so important for us all to have these marketing fundamentals in place. That way we can nurture them. That way, when they're ready to buy from us, they can. And so many people are just missing these very basic pieces of the puzzle. And there is a lot to set up, but we just set it up one little bit at a time. And the place to begin to get a handle on that is the Small Biz Success group on Facebook. And then the website to get something specific is smallbizmarketingspecialist.com. So as we wrap up, wind down here, Stacey, do you have any final words to push us into action?
I do. I want your listeners to know that small business marketing is easy, right? I laid out these 6 simple steps that will get you to success. I mean, the day that you started your business, there was no doubt in your mind that you were going to be hugely successful and profitable. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it, right? But yet, most small business owners are not feeling that way today. So the big lesson that I want you to take away today is to commit to not chasing those shiny objects. Stop listening to supposed gurus who have never even done what they're preaching to you. Stop focusing on those vanity metrics. It doesn't matter how many Facebook likes you have or Twitter followers, all right? What matters is putting these 6 simple steps, the action marketing system, into action, literally and figuratively, and then you will have the foundations for the business of your dreams.
Fantastic. I love it. Get the magic feeling back and have the focus to get there. So thank you very much, Stacey, and we'll see everyone at the Small Biz Success group on Facebook and at smallbizmarketingspecialists.com. Please take a second to rate and subscribe to Marketer of the Day in the iTunes Store. It's free. marketeroftheday.com/iTunes.